Hello, good people. This is the one and only, the beautiful, sound, amazing Spot of Nerd. And we're going to talk about some crazy ass shit. Specifically, if you are remotely paying any attention whatsoever with the news and your social media, there is a potential that today, if you're listening to this today, tonight, tomorrow, whatever it is, for the first time in American history, a United States president very well may be arrested. And I never in my entire 30 odd, 40 years of life ever would have expected anything remotely that came close to such an event. The fact that it's even a possibility should scare the living shit out of you. It does not matter what side you're on. Left, right, middle, up, down, sideways, around, 4D, chess. If this actually happens, and I don't know because I'm recording this podcast Monday night, and obviously tomorrow supposedly, again, this is all hypothetical, this is all allegedly, this is nothing official, but potentially President Trump might be arrested on not only bullshit charges, but as per usual, it's fake. It doesn't exist. It is a level of desperation from this current administration, from the so-called, I won't go down that path. I will simply say it is a desperation from this current administration, the likes of which I don't even think anybody in that aura, I guess is a word to use, could even imagine. And what I mean by that is obviously politics is nothing but, as Trump would say, a swamp. It really is. If you actually think the government is there to assist and help you, I would really, without giving you my full blunt opinion, because if you know me, then you know I will not give my full true opinion on this podcast, wanting to remain employed. I will simply tell you this. If you actually think the government has your best interests at heart and wants to assist and help you, not only am I going, I've said this before, not only am I going to pray for you, I will simply tell you to please, I won't even say stop. I will simply say, I would ask you to pause and I would ask you to go and do research. Any research, any at all. There's a plethora of information, factual, I might add, information that I've always said through these podcasts and through my YouTube channel, and soon to be on Rumble, by the way. We're going to start putting this content out on Rumble, which is going to be really great. But again, without going down a rabbit hole, the idea that any sort of politician, politics, or government has your best interests at heart is a complete fallacy. And I would simply, if anything, to get you to maybe think about it, I would ask you this. Name one government entity that actually benefits the people. To clarify, by government entity, I mean the Postal Service, the DMV, Um, I mean, the saddest thing of all, veterans' health and care. Um, what else? I mean, the list goes on, as you can imagine. Name one that actually benefits the people. Don't worry, I'm waiting because there isn't a single one in my view. Now, obviously, sure, do you need a government? Absolutely. Are there good, quote, good governments out there? Maybe? Question mark. Obviously, you need laws, and I respect and hold true to those laws. You need constitutions, you need amendments, you need everything else in between. Because again, there are many countries out there in the world, and each one has their own rules and laws and guidelines and so on and so forth. That's beside the point. The point is the more power, the more control that we give these institutions, the more freedoms are taken away. I saw this. I don't know if I think it was like just it was like an article, but it was more of a picture type thing. But it had this a most amazing message, and what it boiled down to was the reason we are all so divided right now, left and right, is we give so much power to such to so many of the like to such a little amount of people, aka your government, your Congress, etc. And so the reason we fight between each other so much is because we fight for their attention, as in like this is where I've always spoken out in that if we all came together, there is nearly 400 million Americans, and we are all governed by a mere several hundred. So we're all fighting each other to get the attention of a mere few hundred people. Why? Why do we care so much? Well, it's about the voting and it's about this and it's about. That's exactly what they want you to buy into. That's exactly why we are where we are. And the bottom line is, especially now with this whole thing around Trump and being arrested, we have borderline reached a point of no return where that power is all consuming. So, yes, you can roll your eyes for those listening and thinking I'm full of whack job. You can roll your eyes. You can think I'm a conspiracy theorist because I am damn proud to be. I am full heartedly. If you want to call me a conspiracy theorist, hey, gladly. If that's what I am, then that is what I am. If you think I'm a lunatic, go for it. You think I'm crazy, go for it. You hate everything I'm saying, go for it. But you're allowed to have those feelings and those opinions because of this country, because of the way that this republic is. You are allowed to have freedoms that most other countries around the world are not allowed to have. And we are inching ourselves closer and closer to literally giving all of that away. I know people like me and who think similar like me, we feel alone, and I can promise you sometimes you get days like today or moments like today where you want to throw your hands up and go, what the fuck is the point? But to flip it 180 degrees, this is where things get better. One of the best things ever today as well was March 20th was the return of Mug Club with Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder. If you're not watching, you most definitely should be, because I really do believe in him that this is where the tide will turn. We're not going to win with votes and elections and everything in between. We're going to win by showing these higher ups, these elites, these people that control the media and the news and everything in between, we're gonna show them with other means. And what I mean by that is, look at Twitter. Elon Musk is now the owner of Twitter. And obviously, this is everything kind of really what the cliff notes of what Louder with Crowder was talking about today. Now that Twitter is owned by Elon Musk, everybody has a voice. Everybody has the ability to speak out without being banned or blacklisted or shadow banned, whatever you want to call it. Every single person on this planet is now allowed to provide their opinion, provide their facts, provide their research. Research that was once banned just because it was a different opinion than yours. So now you have Rumble. And this again is where it's really fantastic with Louder with Crowder and his crew, because he's also now building his own ecosystem, his own, I don't know what else to call it other than his own army. And I don't mean that in a war violent type way, but we've always said the hashtag fight like hell. It doesn't mean it's a physical fight. It means with Rumble, we now have what used to be on YouTube, the freedom to express ourselves, the freedom to express our values and our views without the fear of one or two people basically shutting you down because they don't like what you have to say. They don't like how you think. Even though we don't actually do anything other than give an opinion. We don't promote violence like some of the folks I see on the other side. We don't promote anything other than the facts. FACTS. You know, I've always said this too, broken record moment. You didn't need fact checkers until the facts started coming out. You didn't need fact checkers before COVID. I mean, really think about the last 3, 4 years now with the whole COVID situation, where it started and how it ended. Every single thing we said came true. And that's why I will always say on a positive side that I am in the best place in my entire life that I have ever been. Mentally, borderline physically because of all my other health stuff. But the bottom line is 99.9% of the people in my life walked away. All because of an opinion or an action or whatever it might have been that basically is the entity of who I am. They walked away. And I would guarantee you, hand on my heart, stick a needle in my eye, I can promise you that I'll even say on the lower side of around 50%, probably every once in a blue moon might think of maybe the relationship we had, whether it was a girlfriend or a family member or even a really good friend that is gone now. I can promise you they're looking at it going, fuck, he was right. Fuck. He knew it. How did I miss this? Because yes, when you finally do wake up and you see the world for what it really, really is, number one, it's going to scare the shit out of you. But once you finally realize what it really is all about, you're going to finally start to wake up and just live the best life that you possibly can because you don't get anything else. Everything else, everyone else wants to bring you down. But if you just manage to stand your ground and you fight like hell, they don't win. It's that simple. There is nothing more than these elites or the media or whatever you want to call it hate more than people that succeed on their own. That people that live their own lives without anybody's help. And I'll say specifically for me, patting myself on the shoulder, they hate people like me who learn to heal on their own without anybody's help, without medications, without anything other than my own self-esteem and own strength. To be clear, that doesn't mean others that obviously might need medication for help or programs for help. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I am simply saying once you start to realize that you can do more than what you are being told, you will open up a Pandora's box you never knew existed. And again, like I've said, it is not easy. It is going to be the hardest shit that you have ever gone through. And even if you just take a peek underneath that lid and you say, fuck this, I wouldn't blame you because I've done it. I've done it multiple times. But now that that lid is off, I can promise you I have been and will continue to be in the best place I have ever been. So yes, while the world around me burns to the ground, I will continue to fight like hell. And I encourage you to as well. Watch Steven Crowder, watch Louder with Crowder, learn, research, study everything you can do to make your life better. And above all else, wake your ass up. There are a superior amount of more people like me in the world than are against it. And it scares the living daylights out of them. Especially if you, my prediction, if you want to arrest Trump, you may as well give him the presidency right now. Because even the leftist of left hopefully can see the sheer tyrannic authoritarianism that has basically taken place in this country over the last 2 years. You cannot screw up this bad and it not be on purpose. I am not afraid to say that out loud. You cannot tell me that this is all on purpose. From the environmental issues to the political issues to everything in between, the war, the Ukraine-Russia, you cannot tell me that this is just coincidental. Do your research, open your eyes, and take a look deeper. It's gonna scare you, I promise you that, but I promise you, it's also gonna wake you up, and it's gonna be the best thing that's ever happened to you. You have Spot of Nerd's word on that, as much as you want to take that for a grain, what is it, the grain of salt, some metaphor, I don't know what it is, but hopefully you know where I'm going with that. So, I will simply leave you with that. Thank you all so much for listening. Please do all the usual suspects, the shares, the follows, the likes, the comments, subscribing, everything else I'm missing. Again, we're going to hopefully try to get some of these out now onto Rumble, because it's incredible what Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder, is doing. Kind of going back to the Twitter with, Twitter and Elon Musk. Rumble is the new YouTube. They have now officially reached that point of, do you really need YouTube anymore? Question mark. And the answer is no. And it's the greatest thing on the planet. So again, go to Rumble, watch that stuff on there, whatever it might be, because you can now get the content on YouTube on Rumble. The best part about Rumble, though, is you don't have to worry about shying away from something that might get you banned. And no, I don't mean you have to be a horrible, evil person to get yourself banned. I simply mean that if you have a different opinion, Rumble allows you to have it. What a crazy concept. It's almost like going back to the original Constitution, the First Amendment. It's crazy having that freedom of speech. What a mind fuck. But I'll simply just say that. That's all. I promise. No more. Until next time, folks, we will see you later. Bye bye.